Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam G and this is my lifestyle and personal finance channel. If you're new here, I highly encourage you to stop this video, like and subscribe to this channel for more content. Today, I am going to be talking to you about how I paid off my $25,000 student loan in less than a year, which is specifically 9 months. And over the course of this video, I hope to give you some pointers on how you can also pay off your loans in shorter amounts of time. So just relax, grab a drink, grab a cup of tea, and just stay tuned. Just to give you guys a little background, I graduated from Virginia Commonwealth University, class of 2020, with a degree in chemical and life science engineering. At the time of my college enrollment, I had to take out almost $20K in loans to help cover my tuition expenses, as well as my room and board expenses. Once I was able to start college, I spent the rest of my time applying for college scholarships as well as external scholarships to help cover the rest of my school years there. Speaking of which, I will be making subsequent videos discussing some scholarship resources that are available to incoming freshmen as well as transfer students that can help cover some of their tuition costs. In this video, I will be sharing 5 steps that I took to pay off my $25,000 student loan in less than a year. But before I do that, if you're currently in the process of paying off your loan, please share your payoff goals in the comments. I want to know personally, and also it will definitely encourage someone because this is something that we all go through. So it will definitely be encouraging for people to read about it. Step 1. This is probably the most important step in everything that I'm about to tell you today. If you don't hear anything that I say today, please do not forget this. Step 1 is simply this: have a plan before you graduate. Say this after me. Have a plan before you graduate. The reality of student loan payments is not really going to hit you until you graduate. And when you're walking the stage on graduation day, best believe that the salary representative is dying to send you that payment due email. So please have a plan before you graduate. What I personally did for this step was that as I near graduation, I started looking at my loan accounts more frequently. I started looking more at my interest rates. I started looking at how much my interest increased per month. I started looking at what my minimum payments were and how I could increase them if possible, and how I could pay off the interest down if possible monthly as well. So these factors, when you start looking at these factors, it helps you do more research, and in that research you find a lot of resources that really help you just have a solid plan. You can go on YouTube. If you're watching this video, I hope it's not too late. Class of 2022, I hope you find this video very helpful because it's really going to help you. So step 1, have a plan. It goes a long way. Do all the work now so later you don't have to scramble and figure out what you're doing. Step 2, you're going to have to cut back on your standard of living. You should always track your monthly expenses and check for key areas where you could cut back on. I'm always under the philosophy that you can't improve what you can't observe. So if you're able to do this, you can cut back on areas of your life where you're not necessarily buying things that you need, but you're buying things that you want, so you can have more money to put towards your debt. I personally like using Excel sheets because it gives me a detailed overview of what I have coming in versus what I have coming out and what I can cut back on potentially. So I personally like using Excel. There are other ones that you also can use. I know Dave Ramsey has an app as well. I can't remember the name right now. I think it's called Every Dollar. I used that for a while as well. That really helped me. You should always buy what you need and not what you want. I'm one of the biggest fans of Chipotle probably that you ever find, but you never catch me buying double protein or extra guac because that's not in my budget. You buy what you need and not what you want. I'm a huge Tesla fan, but I'm not gonna buy a 2020 or 2021 Tesla Model 3 anytime soon because that's not in my budget right now. It'll be my budget later, but yeah. The most important takeaway from this step is to be able to track your monthly expenditures and see where you can cut back on. That way you can put more money towards your debt. Now you can do this with Excel, like I said earlier, or with Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. There's a plethora of tools out there that you can use. And if you're using Excel, for instance, there are templates online that you can always look at and replicate and just modify to suit what you want to accomplish. Step 3, pay above your minimum payments as much as you possibly can. A good rule of thumb to always follow is if your interest rate is more than 5%, you want to pay off your loans as soon as possible. And how you would do that is with something called the snowball effect, right? You would start with your small debts, pay those off, and then move on to the bigger debts with the money that you were using to pay the smaller debts. So you create sort of a snowball effect. Dave Ramsey, a financial coach, talks about this all the time. You should definitely check him out. So you use a technique like that. And there are other techniques out there, of course, that you can use, but essentially you want to pay above the minimum payment as much as you possibly can. Personally, I paid 5 times my minimum payment. So in a month, I paid anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. And this really helped me kind of just start cutting back on a lot of my debt in the long term, and it helped me pay it in a quicker amount of time. So for you, it could be maybe 2 times, it could be 3 times, it doesn't matter, as long as it's above the minimum payment and as long as it's financially feasible, right? Even with your stimulus money, I put that straight into it while my friends were going to Bora Bora, Tulum, going all over the place, I was just at home, just watching my loans just drop by a few K a month. So that's something that you definitely want to look into if you can. If you definitely can, you should definitely pay, above the minimum payment, and that really helps in the long term. Step 4, invest. Back in May, I opened a brokerage account and put all of my graduation gift money in there. I invested in Tesla, invested in the airlines, invested in Uber, a whole bunch of stocks that I think were primed to grow after the stock market crashed in March of 2020. Even so, my portfolio was down till November after the election had ended. I highly encourage everyone who is watching this video and does not invest to open a brokerage account. You can open it with Fidelity, with Schwab, with Webull, and start investing. It doesn't matter if you put in $10 a month, doesn't matter if you put $100 a month, you need to start investing. This is very, very important. In the current climate that we're in with crypto, with long-term stocks, with index funds, you definitely need to take advantage of that. Investing my graduation money, as well as making regular deposits into my brokerage account for investing, made a huge difference in how soon I was able to pay off my loans. So I highly encourage you to do so as well. If you're looking to pay off your debts, if you're looking to pay off whether it's credit cards, whether it's student loans, whatever it is, your car, auto loans, whatever you have, you should definitely look at investing, at least in the short term, to help pay off some of these debts. And then you can also, after which you can look at investing more so long term for just retirement and just regular brokerage accounts as well. And speaking of which, I'll be including a link in the description box to some of my favorite brokerage accounts that you can look into signing up for. I use Fidelity, I use Schwab, I use Webull as well. They're really good platforms where it's kind of good for a beginner and intermediate investor, so you should definitely check that out. You get a free stock when you sign up. If you've made it this far in your video and you already invest, take this time to smash the like button and comment your favorite broker, whether it's Robinhood, if you're still with that. I'm not personally with it, but if you're still Robinhood or Webull or Fidelity, just comment your favorite broker. I know there's more that's public, there's Stash, so there's a whole bunch of them. So you can comment it down below, comment what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what can be improved on it. Just have a conversation as well. Step 5. Stay the course. Yes, I know it's difficult. I know you're gonna have some rainy days where you feel like giving up, you feel like spending out a budget, you feel like doing things that necessarily are not in your plan, but please, please, please stick to the plan. That's the whole purpose of making a plan. A plan means nothing if you don't follow through with action, right? So if you have some down days, just encourage yourself, just get up, just get at it, just know that, keep the end goal in mind, and that's always gonna spur you on. The whole end goal of just being debt free, that should always spur you on. I had some days where I was like, man, I don't feel like, just putting money towards this today, or I don't feel like allocating money here or there. But you have to always just stay the course and just keep your priorities straight. I know once you're done, you're just gonna feel free. You're gonna feel financially free, emotionally free, and then you can actually put money towards your interests, your passions, and all these other things that you deem as worth your time. So once you get out of college, make sure that you're tackling all these debts and you're making sure that you're staying the course and you're not giving up. And that'll go a long way in helping you be financially debt-free. If you enjoyed watching this video, like, comment, and subscribe below. And also, if you have any topics that you'd like for me to discuss, you can comment that on this video or reach out to me on Instagram at Koffeekeyz, and I'll be more than happy to take it on. Check out my second YouTube channel, Koffeekeyz Worship. I play instrumental Christian music on there. So just background music as you're studying, as you're at the gym, while you're at work. If you enjoy that kind of music, you should definitely check it out. It's worth a listen, and like and subscribe to that channel as well. So before I leave, I'd like to leave you with this quote by David Ramsey. Live like no one else would today, so you can live and give like no one else can tomorrow. I will see you on the next video. Until next time, peace.